Well, when you watch these things, most of the time folks are talking about where they started. This is where I started, where I'm sitting right now, but it's also going to be where I end.
Aaron is one of us. He's like you, he's like me. One of the guys. He grew up in small town America with hunting buried in his blood by his father and his grandfather. He cut his teeth at a young age on public lands, and you can say that too is buried in his blood. A public lands advocate and someone who today is showing the average American that, hey, I'm still me. I'm still like you. And our public lands are still there. They still belong to us. And they are there to be explored and respected.
This is the church and the cemetery in which a lot of my ancestors attended. It's the place where many of them are buried today. And actually, my grandpa is out there. Before he passed on, he bought us several plots in the back of this cemetery. So like I said, at some point, I'm going to be in the ground right here underneath of these turkeys that are back here in these woods behind me. We lived probably about a mile up the road, and I would, for lack of a better word, illegally drive my dad's truck over here when I was 12, 13 years old, and I'd park at the back of this cemetery and listen for turkeys. There's a big piece of public land here that joins the church lot, and it actually connects up to the lake that they built many years ago, and it's surrounded by public land. Lots of my friends and family growing up toted me along on their adventures, me and my cousins, and a lot of them took place on areas just like this. It's a small community that we're from, just average folks that live and breathe the country lifestyle, if you will, and that's where I learned everything that I am today is because of this place. Ironically enough, I've never harvested a turkey in these woods. I've taken other people over the years and we've killed birds, but in here, this is where, right here where I'm sitting, about 20 yards from this spot is where I missed my first turkey when I was a kid. And I remember being so angry at that moment, walking out of here with my dad stomping out of the woods and him laughing at me the whole time. That instilled in me the challenge of hunting turkeys on public land, how hard it was. I'd worked so hard that year trying to get close to that bird and finally did, and I messed it up. You know, growing up in this community, all of my ancestors, some of which are buried right here behind us, instilled those values in me at a young age in protecting these lands, treating these lands with respect. Everyone uses them around here, not just hunters. And I think that we take that for granted a lot of times, especially as a society. We need to be protecting these places. We need to treat them with respect. We need to introduce new people to them all the time, because once that public support starts waning, we're going to lose this stuff. When we no longer have interest to use these lands from our society, they're going to be taken away. They're going to be sold. You don't really respect something until it's gone, and then you realize that, wow, that resource meant this much to me, you know. And I've already seen it happen in my lifetime where you lose access to a particular piece of hunting ground that meant the world to you. And a lot of that is on public land. You see it happen all over the place, all the time. And as a hunter, as a non-hunter, it doesn't matter. This is our land. As a U.S. citizen, you might as well do what you can to protect it and treat it with respect all the time. Don't come in here and disobey the rules or take more than you need. We have this tendency to live in excess, and we can share. You can share this land. You can share it with everybody from all walks of life, and everyone can have enjoyment here. I mean, your tax dollars are spent here just the same as mine. So keep that in mind next time that you head to the woods. My name is Aaron Warbritton, a public land hunter, and I'm a public land owner. Everyone has their own story. This is mine. It's in the blood.